The lie of modern sophistry is that it pretends to be something it's not. It's sustained through hypocrisy and dishonesty. The way that modern sophistry works is that it seeks to make use of a form of radical skepticism against every premise of reality it doesn't like, against every narrative it doesn't like. It seeks to use a radical skepticism to destroy, to cast doubt, to defeat this position, so that it can then smuggle in its own points of special pleading. So it can smuggle in its sophistry. So it can smuggle in the worldview that it desires. Modern sophistry works by deploying radical skepticism, but it deploys it inconsistently, meaning that it tries to deconstruct every positive premise of the world it does not like, but when it comes to the premises of its own worldview, it exempts these premises from the critique of skepticism. Very important. It exempts its own positive claims from the critique of skepticism. This matters. This matters because this tactic is very effective. When modern sophists deploy this, they are not being caught in their act of special pleading. It works because the positive premises that they are attacking are unable to meet this high burden of proof, this high radical skepticism. And then this gives the impression or the appearance that because they have used a line of reason that has refuted the positive premises they don't like, or shown those premises to be problematic or unstable, that this automatically leads to the conclusion that their own premises must be true. That's the fallacy. That's the fallacy that we see over and over and over again. And we see it in a multitude of domains. We see it in the domains of theism, as it tries to strike out against science. We see it in the domain of consciousness studies, as they try to strike out against materialism. Radical skepticism is being deployed in the service of sophistry, in the service of superstition, and then that superstition is being exempted from the process of radical skepticism, thereby giving the appearance that the one who is deploying the radical skepticism automatically has a valid or true position. To refute this, we simply take note of what's going on, that radical skepticism is being deployed, and then we do not allow them to get away with this special pleading. We then demand that their own positive claims meet the exact same burdens of proof. And of course, what we find out in almost every case is that their positive claims fare far less well. Their positive claims collapse all the more easily. They end up being a lot more problematic within their procedure of justification. We find out that the supernatural position, the sophistical position that is trying to be smuggled in, is far more problematic than the position that the sophist who is deploying radical skepticism has rejected. The position that they have rejected is actually more defensible than the sophism they are trying to smuggle in through the use of radical skepticism.